Welcome to Racing Girls Rock podcast presented by the Women's Motorsports Network. I'm Melinda Russell, the founder and CEO. I also founded the International Women's Motorsports Association and the Women's Motorsports Network News online magazine. Today's episode is brought to you by our official travel planner, Brittany Heisinger. Brittany specializes in Disney trips, but can book any trip, anywhere you want to go, from Hawaii to Houston, Alaska to Australia, or anywhere in between. Last year, she helped over 100 families plan magical vacations to Universal Studios, Disneyland and Disney World, Mount Rushmore, Las Vegas, Cabo, Hawaii, Aruba, and Iceland, to name a few. In just her first year since joining the Smart Moms Travel Group, she's won the Rising Star Award, the Top Paid Agent Award, and won a rewards trip. She hit her sales goal, joined Team Fantasyland at her agency, became a Walt Disney World pass holder and Magic Key holder, and more importantly, has made lifelong friends. You can connect to Brittany on Instagram at Travel with Zing or give her a call at 602-291-5144. Check out the show notes for more information and tell her Melinda sent you. And now it's time for this week's show.
Hello, everyone. This is Melinda Russell with Racing Girls Rock podcast, sponsored by the Women's Motorsports Network and the International Women's Motorsports Association. My guest today is Chloe Woodard, and I have a very special guest interviewer with me today. So Andreanna Timmerman has been on my podcast. She's been in the magazine. I've watched her race. I've gotten to know her and her family very well. And she brought Chloe to my attention. And so I asked her if she'd like to be on here and like to do the interview. So we're going to let Andreanna start. And then if I have any questions, Chloe, I'll just jump in and ask. And so Andreanna, take it away.
All right, Chloe. So what made you get into racing in the first place?
So we live by the fairgrounds, and they have like this indoor Coke syrup track race every year. Yep. And I would watch it every once in a while. And so, yeah, that's how racing got to us.
Yeah, so that's basically how I grew up too. It's with my childhood.
So what town do you live in, Chloe? Where is the track at?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
And what class did you race?
When we started, we did BP, but now we're moving up to intermediate this year.
Gotcha. That's exactly how I went. I went flat cart, BP, and then intermediate. Did you ever see yourself being a racer as a child?
No, like it didn't really come to my attention. Like I was just doing sports, but then it looked really fun.
Yep. We have a lot in. That's exactly how I was. So do you have any like future goals for racing?
I want to get like far into racing and like meet more people and get into sprint cars.
Okay, yep. That was actually my next question. What would your dream race car be? And how old are you?
14.
14. All right. What age did you start? Did you just start this year?
Yeah, last year was my first year.
All right. That's about all I got, Melinda.
Okay, that's all right. So Chloe, what is it about racing that makes you want to be at a racetrack on a Saturday night instead of hanging out with your friends and going to the movies or whatever?
It's like getting to know the people at the track, like the people you meet. You get a really good connection with them, and then just the feeling of going fast on the track.
Yeah, there's nothing like that, is there? The going fast part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really explain that to somebody. So this year, where are you going to be racing? Are you going to travel, or are you going to try to go to the same track all the time?
We're probably going to travel for a few like big races, but we're going to run points at Newton.
Okay. Newton, Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the name of that track? Do you know?
I think it's just Newton Kart Club.
Okay. Newton Kart Club. All right. So I went to English Creek last year and watched karts run really for the first time, because in Michigan, where my granddaughter started racing, they started in quarter midgets. And so, you know, it seems similar, but it's different. Carts are different than quarter midgets. So is it mostly like kart clubs in your area, or are there other types of racing that kids get started in?
It's mainly karting.
Okay, it's mainly karting. So how many girls do you know how many girls will be racing at that kart club?
No, but there's quite a few.
Okay. So it's a pretty popular sport to get started for girls, right? So what did your mom think when you said I want to try racing?
She thought it was interesting, and yeah, she liked the thought.
She did. So she wasn't worried or scared about you getting started.
No,
Okay, well that's good. So who helps you with your cart?
my dad.
Your dad. And is it just the two of you, or do you have other people that help?
My mom helps with like organizing stuff and like taking videos.
Okay, because that's important. We want to be able to share those videos and pictures on social media. That's how people will get to know who Chloe is and where she's racing. And Andreanna's learned about that. She's doing a better job of branding herself, and so that's something that you'll also have to learn. Is, you know, Chloe Woodard is a brand, and you want to share what you're doing on social media so that people can follow you and watch your racing for sure. So tell me about your cart. What color is it? What number is it? Why did you choose that number?
21 is my number, and I've used it for like all my numbers. I don't know why, I just like that number. And we just got it rewrapped. It's a mirrored purple.
Okay, so is purple your favorite color?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good, because that'll be a good color to pick out when you go around the track. So if you've only raced 1 year, you've got a lot probably still to learn. Who's the one that's teaching you? Is it just by being on the track? Do you have other race families that are helping, or is it your dad?
My dad helps a lot, and then there's other people that reach out and they help us. And being on the track, you just learn more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing like seat time, right, Andreanna?
Yeah, definitely. I've learned that.
Yeah, the more time you can be in the seat, the better, for sure. Yeah. So we didn't get, you know, I forgot to ask you this at the beginning. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? You said you're 14 and you live in Des Moines. So do you play other sports? Do you have any pets, any siblings? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I have an 18-year-old sister, and I have one dog and two cats.
Okay. All right. And so the whole thing of motorsports, is your sister interested in it at all, or not? It's just you.
My sister was interested in it, but she never got into one.
Okay. All right. So you're going to be the racer. Did your mom or dad ever race?
No.
No. So you're the first one in your family to do this. What about the rest of your friends and family? What do they think about you being a race car driver?
They're really supportive about it. They like the idea a lot too.
Okay. All right. That's good. So do you play other sports besides racing?
No, I used to play softball before racing though.
That interferes, doesn't it? You can't really do both.
Yeah, definitely true. I had to quit most of my sports because of it.
Right. Yeah. And you know, I'm gonna ask you another question. So, you know, a lot of times when I talk to young girls, they tell me that they're kind of that, I mean, not to say you don't have friends, but because you are a racer and that's such a different thing to be doing on the weekend, that they don't have as many like girlfriends in that. They're kind of like to be on their own or whatever. What's your experience with that? Do your friends come to watch, or are they part? And Chloe will ask you, and then Andreanna, I want to ask you that question too.
It's like not many people like where I'm from like really know about that type of stuff. So I mean, some of them would probably come out if I asked, but yeah.
But yeah, most of them have their own things that they do, or they're playing softball. And so
Yeah.
that interferes. Adriana, what about you? What have you, you know, found about that? Do you have a lot of friends that come out and support, or are you kind of like your own person?
So before I had started racing, I had a lot of like friends that were girls and like I had a lot of best friends. But like as I started getting more into racing and like just dirt track and just getting dirty all the time, like I started gaining a lot more guy friends. So that's more of my population of friends now is guys. And I've got this big friend group that has come to my races and cheered me on. They're all guys, and it's real like I mean, it's kind of odd to be a girl and have a bunch of guy friends, but like when racing is like just dominated by guys, you kind of learn to just be more accepting of guys around you.
Right. And it's, you don't look at them as boyfriends, you just look at them as guys who like racing, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's just how it is. And, you know, I think Chloe will find that too, that even though I'm sure there'll be a group of girls that race where you're going to be, you know, you're going to find that a lot of your friends are guys because that's who's there at the track doing the same kind of thing that you love to do. And,
You know,
and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing.
and I do have some friends that are girls that will come out and like just support me at my races, but they don't know much about it. So I think it's just easier to like have guy friends that know about it. And there's some girl racers that I'm friends with, like Chloe, for example. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just that most of them are so far because we travel, so I don't get the chance to talk to many.
Right. Because, you know, where you guys live, you guys both live in Iowa, you do have to travel to a racetrack. I know, Adriana, you travel quite a ways to go to English Creek, couple hours maybe.
So, yep.
Yeah. And so, and then Chloe, how far is the track where you're going to be racing?
Newton's probably like 40 minutes from me, and
Okay.
English is probably an hour.
Yeah. So not too bad, an hour, where in Kalamazoo, where I live, in 20 minutes, I can be at two different tracks. You know,
Yeah.
they're not karting tracks, they're not dirt tracks, they're asphalt, you know, circle tracks, but, or oval really, but it's just different in different parts of the country, what's available for you to go. And I admire people like you guys that, you know, you just know you're going to have to drive an hour or two to race. And that's part of the passion that you have for it, is that it doesn't matter. You definitely want to go and do that.
Yeah.
So Chloe, what's your race day routine look like? You get up on race day and what do you do during the day?
I just get ready, make sure we have everything, then we load the trailer up, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, and then you get to the racetrack, and what are the things that you have to do when you get to the racetrack? What do you do to get your car ready, or do you get to practice? Tell me a little bit about what happens once you get to the track.
We unload the trailer, and then we clean bearings, wash tires, do all the setup stuff, and then you go out for practice.
Okay, and about how many laps is a typical race that you would run?
Probably 15 to 20.
Okay, 15 to 20 laps, and it's dirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a dirty job, but somebody has to do it, right? You girls in racing, for sure. Well, Chloe, Adriana, do you have any other questions for her? I can't really think of too many.
I guess one would be, is there anybody that you look up to, like just any drivers in general?
Like the big sprint car drivers, probably. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you go to Knoxville for the Knoxville Nationals to watch the sprint cars?
We were going to last year, but we probably will this year for sure.
Okay. Well, I hopefully will see you there. I'll be there this year a little longer. Last year I was there for a couple of days, so that'll be fun to hopefully get to meet you in person. Is there, you know, down the road, I know you said, you know, you want to just keep getting better and drive a sprint car. What else do you like to do? You know, I talk to a lot of girls and they want to be the next NASCAR champion or the next World of Outlaws champion. And I always encourage them to go for it. Go for it. You know, I want to see you do that too. But what what if that doesn't work out? What else do you like to do? Are you into photography or social media person or PR? What else can you see yourself doing, but maybe involved in motorsports in some way?
I like being active a lot, but if I get a job or something, probably become a nurse or something.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a good occupation to have for sure. And they have the infield care center, so you could even maybe help out in that way at some point if you're not racing. Yeah, for sure. Well, Chloe, is there anything I haven't asked you about that you need to share with me about yourself or your racing? I'd love for people to get to know you more.
I don't really know, but I think that if anybody has like the opportunity to get into racing, that they should definitely do it. It's a good experience.
It is a good experience for sure. So if I wanted to follow you and know where you're going to be racing and how it came out, do you have social media that I can follow?
Yeah, I have a Facebook account.
Okay. And what is it just your name?
It's CW Racing 21C.
CW Racing 21C.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what else do you have? That's Facebook. Do you have Twitter or Instagram or anything else?
I don't have anything else at the moment.
Okay. That's all right. You need to concentrate on your school and your racing, not social media. There's plenty of time for that later on for sure. So, well, Chloe, I'm glad Andreanna introduced us today, and I'm glad I got a chance to talk to you and learn a little bit about you and your racing. And definitely I'll be following you. You can ask Andreanna. I follow the girls that I meet and I talk to, and I like to share what they're doing. So anytime that you want to share about a race you went to or anything that's happened, you make sure you reach out to me, and I'd be happy to share it for you. Anything else, girls?
Nope, that's all I can think of.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being on, Chloe and Andreanna. Thanks for being my assistant today. Oh, is that Mom?
Hi.
Hi, Mom. So,
Hello.
Mom, let me ask you a couple questions since you're on here.
Sure.
So, how do you, when Chloe gets out on the track, what do you do? Do you watch? Do you hide behind the stands? What do you do?
I film.
Oh, you film. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make you more calm if you're filming and you don't think, or do you even get nervous about her?
I get nervous, but it's basically filming her. We look back at the videos and we can talk about what we can do and how she's racing. And it's a teaching mechanism on what she can do when this happens.
Okay, very good. So you're more focused on your task than you are worried about her when she's on the track.
Yes.
Awesome. That's great. Well, I've enjoyed talking to her today. Hopefully
Okay.
I'll be somewhere where she's racing and I get to watch her, because as Andreanna will tell you, I love watching the girls race that I've interviewed and I get to meet in person. That's really special for me. So I appreciate that Chloe took the time today to get on and be on the podcast with Andreanna. And is there anything that you think that we should know about her that maybe she hasn't shared?
Well, I don't know what she shared. I'm glad she maybe got out of her shell. She says she's shy, so she was kind of nervous about this. So I'm glad she got, I'm glad that she got to do this. And
yeah, that's one thing that I think a lot of, like my granddaughter, when she started racing, every question that someone would ask her, she'd have a one-word answer. And
yes.
then I would sit down with her and talk to her and say, and Andreanna, you were the same way. And then we'd be like, no, you have to promote yourself. You have to talk about yourself. You have to be your biggest cheerleader, because, you have to let people know who you are, what you're doing, why you're passionate about motorsports, and build your brand and get out there and don't be afraid. So this is going to be the icebreaker, Chloe, for that. And then from here out, you have to practice, answering with more description and promoting yourself more, so that when somebody goes to the track, they're going to be like, I think that Chloe Woodard is racing here tonight. I want to see what she's up to. And you want people to know who you are and want to watch. Okay.
Okay.
Promise me you'll work on that.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks so much again to you guys. And Andreanna, any last words?
I just want to tell Chloe that it does get easier, like working up to these podcasts and stuff. Like before, I mean, I was very nervous to do all these podcasts, and I was like, no, there's no way I can do it. Like, I'm terrified. But I've had a really great time doing everything that I've done, and it's definitely going to be easier for you.
Absolutely, for sure. It's just like the first day you got into the cart. It was all new. It was scary. You didn't know which way to go, what to do. And then every time you get in it now, it gets easier. And it's the same way with an interview, a podcast, a story that somebody might write about you. When you answer questions, it gets easier. So I know you're going to be great at it and great at racing. And I'm anxious to follow you this year.
What do you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, girls.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or trade the stuff that strokes your engine, anything from truck parts to classic and muscle cars, RVs to hot rods, and everything in between, then check out the official classifieds at racingjunk.com. Racingjunk.com is the world's #1 online racing and performance marketplace, the ultimate one-stop shop where you'll find what you need to rock your ride. If it belongs in your garage, it's for sale on racingjunk.com. Log on to racingjunk.com to find the gear you're looking for, sell your extra stuff, keep up on racing news and tech tips, and more. Again, that's racingjunk.com. And tell them Melinda sent you.
Thank you for listening to the Racing Girls Rock podcast, brought to you by the Women's Motorsports Network.